Hello students, I am Saili Rathod from International Center of Excellence in Engineering and Management, Aurangabad. Today I am going to present a video lecture of electrical measuring techniques, and the topic that I am going to cover in today's video is digital voltmeter. So let's start with the today's topic, that is digital voltmeter. Before going ahead, we will see what we have seen in the previous lecture. So in previous lecture, we have studied the range extension using universal shunt and range extension using universal multiplier. So here we have seen the range extension of ammeter and voltmeters using shunts and multiplier. Before this lecture also we have seen the range extension, but in that we have not used universal shunt and multiplier. We have seen the shunt and multiplier in general, and also we have seen the PT and CT, that is potential transformer and the current transformers. So moving ahead, in today's lecture we will see the new type of voltmeter, that is the digital voltmeter, which is used nowadays. This concept, that is today's topic, is somewhat theoretical, in which we will see the block diagram of the digital voltmeter and how does the actual working is operated of the digital voltmeter. So let's start with digital voltmeter. The working principle of digital voltmeter. Voltmeter is an electrical measuring instrument used to measure potential difference between 2 points. The voltage to be measured may be AC or DC. Two types of voltmeters are available for the purpose of voltage measurement, that is analog and digital. Analog voltmeters generally contain a dial with a needle moving over it according to the measure and hence displaying the value of same. With time, analog voltmeters are replaced by digital voltmeters due to the same advantages associated with digital system. Although digital voltmeters do not fully replace analog voltmeters, still there are many places where analog voltmeters are preferred over digital voltmeter. Digital voltmeters display the value of AC or DC voltage being measured directly as a discrete numerical value instead of a pointer deflection on a continuous scale as in analog instrument. Okay, so I have included the complete theory which explains us the working principle of digital voltmeter in this slide. Because this is a theoretical concept, you should read again and again this point. The general concept behind this is only one thing, that is there are two types of voltmeters, analog and digital. In previous days, analog voltmeters were used, but according to the new inventions, digital voltmeter was also introduced. Analog voltmeter means what? Where the pointer is deflected and which gives the reading of that potential difference. And the digital voltmeter is what? Which gives a digital value of the voltage as the output. So this is about the digital voltmeter. A digital voltmeter displays the value of AC or DC voltage being measured directly as a discrete numerical value in the decimal number system. Numerical readouts of DVM is advantageous since it eliminates observational errors committed by operations. The error on account of parallax and approximations are entirely eliminated. The use of digital voltmeter increases the speed with which reading can be taken. Also, the output of digital voltmeter can be fed to memory devices for storage and further computations. Okay, so in this second para, it is explained that why the digital voltmeter is better than the analog voltmeters. As we know, the analog voltmeters were read by the particular person, where the measurement error can occur. But as the digital voltmeter actually gives the numerical value of the voltage, so there are less chances of error. So this is the basic concept of digital voltmeter. Now we will move ahead with the types of digital voltmeter and the advantages. So it is used to measure the AC or DC voltage and display the result in digital form. The different types of DVM are ramp type DVM, integrating type DVM, potentiometric type DVM, successive approximation type DVM, and continuous balance type DVM. So just remember all these types of DVM. We are going to see the general block diagram of a digital voltmeter. And what are the different advantages? As in the previous slide also we have seen the advantages of DVM over the analog voltmeter. So we will see one by one. Errors on account of parallax and approximations are entirely eliminated. Now what is approximation? If a person is reading the particular analog voltmeter, then there may be chances that according to the position of that voltmeter or the person, he may read the value 1 point less or greater. So this is the approximation. The person may approximate the value to the nearest value. So this may introduce the error. This is the first advantage of the digital voltmeter. Second is operating speed is increased. So DVM is the high speed operating device as compared to analog. Data can be fed to memory devices for storage and further computation. Okay, so in analog, the pointer will give a particular reading, and after it is reset, it will come down to 0. At that analog voltmeter, there is no chance to store the data. But in digital voltmeter, the data digital in the form of digit can be stored. So this is the advantage of DVM. And the last advantage is size is reduced after the advent of IC and easily portable. So after the invention of ICs or IC fabrication, the size of this particular circuit is reduced and a digital voltmeter may be available, or it is available in very compact size. Okay, so these are the types and the advantages of digital voltmeter. Now we will move ahead with the circuit or the block diagram of digital voltmeter. The diagram shows us that it consists of one AND gate, then a bubbled NOT gate, then the pulse generator and a decimal display. Here you can see the input signal is given to the pulse generator. Now we will see how does the actual digital voltmeter works. From the above block diagram, the voltage to be measured is given to the input signal present in the circuit diagram, and next to this signal is processed onto the pulse generator, which generates a train of rectangular pulses by using both analog and digital techniques. The digital circuitry present inside the pulse generator will control the width and frequency, while analog circuitry will control the amplitude, rise time and fall time of the pulse generator. When AND gate is fed with train of pulses and rectangular pulse, it will give train pulse with the same duration of that of a rectangular pulse. Okay, so the firstly input is given to the pulse generator. In this pulse generator, there are two types of circuitry, analog and the digital. The digital circuitry, what it does, the width and the frequency of the input signal, it is controlled where in the digital circuit, while in the analog circuitry the rise time and fall time, both these two times are controlled in the analog circuitry. Now when AND gate is fed with train pulse and rectangular pulse, it will give train pulse with the same duration of that of rectangular pulses. Now these train pulse and rectangular pulses are generated here, and they will give rise to a new type of signal which is also of the same duration. Then we will see how each block in the block diagram of the digital voltmeter actually works. The first block is the input signal. It is basically the signal, that is voltage, to be measured. So this is the first part. Here in the figure also you can see the first part, input signal given to the pulse generator. Now the second part is pulse generator. Actually it is a voltage source. It uses digital, analog or both techniques to generate a rectangular pulses. So the main function of the pulse generator is to take the input and to generate a rectangular pulse. The width and frequency of the rectangular pulse is controlled by the digital circuitry. Okay, so this same point we have explained in the previous slide also, that is pulse generator having two working blocks, analog and a digital. So the width and frequency of the input signal is controlled by the digital circuitry which is inside the generator, pulse generator, while the amplitude and rise and fall time is controlled by the analog circuitry. So these two parts are very important in the pulse generator. So first part is the input signal where input is given, then pulse generator which is having two parts, analog and digital circuitry. Analog circuitry, what does it do? It controls the rise time and the fall time, and the digital circuitry which controls the width and the frequency. So two functions of analog circuitry and two functions of digital circuitry. Then the AND gate, as from the figure you can see there is a one AND gate where the output of pulse generator is given. So it gives high output only when both the inputs are high. When a train pulse is fed to it along with rectangular pulse, it provides us an output having train pulses with duration as same as the rectangular pulse from the pulse generator. So we know the function of AND gate. So function of AND gate is what? If both are 0, then the output is 0. If one input is high, one is low, then the output is 0. If one input is high, other is 0, then the output is 0. And lastly, if both the inputs are high, then only the output is high. So same function is applied here. If in the diagram, if this pulse generator gives 1 and here also you get 1, then only the AND gate will perform and it will give 1 at the output. Okay, so this is the third block, AND gate. Now here we can see the different pulses: train pulse, rectangular pulse and the output of AND gate. So three types of pulses are generated here. Then after the AND gate there is a NAND gate. There is a NOT gate. So in this figure you can see it is a NOT gate. So the AND will give the output to the NOT gate and the inverted output will be given to the display. Okay, so what does it say? It inverts the output of AND gate. In the above table you can see this is a train pulse. This is a rectangular pulse which is generated by pulse generator, and here it is the output of AND gate. Now the output of AND gate is given to the NOR gate. Now NOR gate, what will it do? It will invert the output of the AND gate. So the output of NOT gate, it is opposite to that of the output of AND gate. And the last block is the decimal display. So it counts the number of impulses and hence the duration and display the value of voltage on LED or LCD display and calibrating it. So this is the last display part of the block diagram. It counts the number of impulses and hence duration and display the value of voltage on LED or LCD display and after calibrating it. Okay, so we have seen the circuit or block diagram where the input is given to pulse generator having two parts, analog circuitry and digital circuitry, which gives the rectangular pulse as the input to the AND gate, When both the inputs are high, then only the AND gate will pass high to the NOT gate. So the output of AND gate is given to NOT gate, and the NOT gate inverts the output of AND gate, and finally it gives to the decimal display. So this is the complete working of the digital voltmeter. Now we will see the working of digital voltmeter. Same points are explained here. So we will revise it once again. Unknown voltage signal is fed to the pulse generator which generates a pulse whose width is proportional to the input signal. Second point is output of pulse generator is fed to one leg of the AND gate. The input signal to the other leg of AND gate is a train of pulses. Okay, so what does it mean? Here one input to the AND gate is from pulse generator, and a train of pulses, the second input, is given to the AND gate. Okay, so next point, the input signal to the other leg of AND gate is a train of pulses. Then the fourth point says output of AND gate is positive triggered train of duration same as the width of pulse generated by the pulse generator. Next point is this positive triggered train is fed to the inverter which converts it into a negative triggered train. The output of the inverter is fed to a counter which counts the number of triggers in the duration which is proportional to the input signal, that is voltage under measurement, and thus counter can be calibrated to indicate voltage in volts directly. Okay, so complete working is depend upon the triggering of the pulses to the gates, AND gates and NOT gate, and finally the voltage is displayed in the display unit. So this is the actual working of digital voltmeter. The working of digital voltmeter, that it is nothing but an analog to digital converter which converts an analog signal into a train of pulses, the number of which is proportional to the input signal. So a digital voltmeter can be made by using any one of the A to D conversion methods. In this diagram you can see input signal is given to the attenuator, then attenuator gives the output to the ADC, that is A to D converter. The A to D converter gives output to the counter, and the counter gives the output to the readout system. So this is the display unit, that is readout system. Now we will see the merits and demerits of the digital voltmeter. First merit is it is of low cost, it is simple and easy to design, and it is long distance transmission of output pulse is possible in digital voltmeter. And the demerits, that is disadvantages of digital voltmeter, are accuracy of output greatly depends on linearity of the ramp since only one ramp is used. Okay, as we have seen the different types of digital voltmeter, so in that ramp type is also one type of digital voltmeter. So accuracy of output, it depends on what? The linearity of the ramp. The second demerit is input filters are needed for filtering noise from input signal. So if the noise is included, it must be filtered, otherwise the output will be affected. So this is the second demerit of the digital voltmeter. So as previously in the first slide also we have seen what are different types of digital voltmeter. On the basis of A to D conversion methods used, digital voltmeter can be classified as: first one is ramp type digital voltmeter, second is integrating type digital voltmeter, third one is potentiometric type digital voltmeter, then successive approximation type digital voltmeter, and last one is continuous balance type digital voltmeter. Nowadays, digital voltmeters are also replaced by digital millimeters due to its multitasking feature, that is, it can be used for measuring current, voltage, and resistance. but still there are some fields where separated digital voltmeters are being used. Okay, it means the multimeters, we know multimeter means what, which can be used for multi-purpose, like it can measure the current as well as resistance as well as the voltage. So nowadays, as these devices are available, so many a times people think to buy digital multimeter rather than digital voltmeter. Okay, so this is all about the digital voltmeters. In the next lecture we will come up with the new topic, that is digital ammeter and its block diagram. So go through the topic once so that everything will be clear to you. So thank you. Keep studying.